Hey guys, we're back with another one. It's your boy 396. Young Reggie Rage quit and we're playing City Skylines. And here I'm picking out my tiles. We got some shape. It's shaped like the state of Tennessee right here. I guess I thought that these would make the best coastlines. I usually go with like a pure block, but I wanted to make like a rich people section in this one, so we went with that. And come to find out, the whole stream is oil.
What? I'm rich, bitch!
Fun fact, I don't know if you can like even drink off of that. So, you know, like I was like skeptical at first, thinking there is no water that is not oil water. Come in for a typical roundabout start here.
In the words of one of my actual friends, you're basic.
Keeping it simple, keeping it simple. I believe in the roundabout. I think the game wants you to do it. Like, I mean, I've got a couple of cities where I come down and I just break them off into those like two parallel kind of, you know, roads that turn into the entry ramp. There's a couple places like that remind me of that. I always keep the brace in there. Remember to brace your roundabouts, bro. Or else they start coming like, you know, coming out all weird and, you know, bent up and not looking like how you want them. Now here, I proceed to start building my first, like, you know, boulevard avenue kind of thing. And then I thought, let's square this up.
Square up, homie. The fuck?
I'm squared up, cuz.
Let's square this up. Not noticing everything wasn't perfectly flat, but this is I started off with a mostly flat base here, so that kind of worked out to my favor. And I wanted to get started with the infrastructures here. And just let me just get my base. What is this gonna be? And in my mind, I'm going through it like, what's gonna be downtown here? What's gonna be downtown? That's what I kept thinking. And when I look at the map, I figured, what better place than to start here? But you know, it's incredibly rookie to try to start building, you know, big. Even with like all of the accolades turned off, it could still turn out to be a bad thing. So I tend to stay away from that and just focus more on just infrastructuring more than even just building big. Like I tried to get my road work like here, and we had a nice railroad entry right here, which is, it was beautiful. Like this map actually had a lot of access. A lot of access. There's this one here, and there's another one. Not far on the same starting grid. So I kept thinking, I'm gonna put the people on this side, and I'll probably put the industry, when we pan back over, it will soon. I want to put the industry on the other side, where the other railroad is. And I figure, like, we probably come off of the coastline there and do oil. Here I'm trying to figure out which of the stations, since there are so many that I actually like too. There's like a great amount of them. I put the glass box in the last one, so I was like, let's go with something different here. And I just wanted to see how they looked. I know I'm not the only one that does this. Like, I can't be the only one that does this. Like, I like to see how they look before. So here, I wanted it to be like, let me shove everything in this coastline and do a weird swirly thing, or trying to get my bearings on what I wanted to do here. And it came to me that we just didn't have enough space.
Bruh.
So from there, I made a parallel road kind of at an off angle, which it's too much symmetry in my cities. Like, you'll hear me say it a lot, where I'm like, I try to do some wacky stuff. Like, every now and again, just let me do something that is out of the ordinary.
Surprise,
and,
motherfucker.
you know. So this was it for here. This concave road. Now we're back to the 5. We're back to the you know, the rail yard, the end of the stop rail yard. And I was like, man, I could put it down here. I wanted it to be a place where I could make it look cool when all of the tracks spider out. But I didn't want to leave it too far from the coast because I had plans. It's a beautiful coast. Why not utilize that coast too? So I was figuring I want to get my mass transit started over there. My mass transit thing, you know? And get it started like over in that direction. Which I didn't have a problem with it. It kind of turned out all right. See here, I come down and boop, I'm trying to find a good place in my mind to pop it in. So then I got to that point where I was like, what do I like? And I didn't like anything. As you can see, I went to every single road and right back to where I began because I knew I liked this. I just didn't know how to pull it off exactly just yet. And that was what was throwing me off. And I noticed that I didn't know what it was under there. I thought I saw like an underground. I don't know if there's an underground attachment to this railroad.
What?
No Harriet Tubman jokes, but real life. I thought there was an underground railroad. That's why I was messing around. But here I'm trying to make them spider out. I'm trying to make it spider out, but make sense. So I will fadangle with this for a second here, as you can see, and it gets fadangled. And you can see the struggle is real. The struggle is really real here. As you can see, I know everybody goes through it too. If you play on vanilla, then you know it's just a thing that you have to go through from time to time. You have to struggle for your greatness.
Bruh.
So I ended up trying to figure out, like, how do I want this to go? And this is the end of the line stop also.
2 hours later.
So I ended up with this, and I didn't hate it. I ended up with that, and I did not directly hate it. Here, I start to try to plop in the harbor, which also just, man, those attached roads and the other, yeah, they do not make this easy, nope. Right? So I finally kind of get it the way I want, and then pop, the unbreakable node.
Bruh.
So boom, I went there and in the hopes to come back, and yeah, you see how it is.
It's the real deal. Help me. Help me. Nigga. Help me.
This is bullshit.
See how it is? It's literally like that. It's literally like that. So I ended up making it work. So we have the harbor / ferry stop right next to the train station. I feel like this would be a good catalyst to bring in lots and lots of people to my society here. And you see I keep backing up. I'm that kind of guy. I like to back up and see, how does this look? Sky style. And then I started thinking, I need power. Let's get started there. And I was driving up the freeway and I saw it. It's like a beautiful wind farm. I was like, you know what? That would be freaking awesome. Just to have like the cool wind farm in the distance going on. Super awesome, bro. Then I tried dam power just to see that dam power was damned. No pun intended. So I come over here and I start to think about, you know, water and things of that sort. I was also in the back of my mind afraid because this is sitting on top of oil. I didn't know if this is going to poison people or not.
Nope.
So we were just going to have to wait and find out. Getting watered up, you know, doing my city planner place thing, keeping it under the road. And here I needed to extend out, and I wanted to think like, what is the best way to do this? And I ended up going with the solar updraft because I mean, like, it's just superior power.
What did you say his power level is? It's over 9,000!
Started to think about the infrastructure of the train station and everything too here. And I figure shops and cool stuff will go over here eventually. But like anything on this game, a neighborhood cannot be far away. So I kept thinking about, what do I put where? So I opted for right there on the edge here, some utilities. You know, we got the loud transit and whatnot, and we need some jobs for our starting people, like, which I find that regular industry, it makes people happy. Doesn't necessarily make me happy. You'll see me ragging on it from video to video. It's a real life thing for me. I rag on regular industry. I remember saying out of my mouth, like, what is it? It is literally just pollution. Yep. At least that's how I felt at that time. That's the younger player of me not like realizing that the game requires a balance. It requires a balance, one that's good enough to satisfy the people. And I'm not the only person in this town. Though I may run the town, I am not the only person in this town. So, you know, I try to be satisfecho as posible, but you know, it's not always possible. I get that too. You know, you kind of your own mayor here. So this is the first neighborhood, and you'll see that I'm going, like, since I have everything unlocked, ideally this is what I would want to do. Like, I'm American. We have, like, listen, suburbs are suburbs, man, and they're cool. They are what they are, man. But how efficient is that for a running city? Like, for the environment even. Dare I go there? Yes. Is it great for the environment? Probably not. Everybody just in their own little spot. You know what I'm saying? Taking more resources than they possibly need. So I started building tall early. This build could be mostly tall since we got the wall-to-walls and, you know, with the Brooklyn thing, which I've not got all the DLCs yet. Nope. Don't murder me. You will not see any of the hotels and retreat stuff yet, but you know, give me a second here. These waterways look like creatures when you get up real tall. So I'm trying to figure out where I want to dispense waste, since all those coastlines will be how do I say it? Lucrative?
Bruh.
They'll like, you know what I mean? They'll do something for me. So I tried to find the place where I won't, you know, the pollution will not affect me. But like I said, all of these waters are filled with oil. Everything looks polluted already. That's the thing that kind of scared me a little too.
Bruh.
And since money's no object, We're throwing down fans, as many as we need, solar fans. I don't want to run the power line. To be honest, I was lazy, bro. I didn't want to do all that. Let me tweak this up. Some reason I still hate losing fictional money, even though I know I'm not even winning money on here. The money's turned off. I still had to turn the tax up on these people. I don't know why. I should probably just not do that. But you know, the slumlord in me calls for it. I'm just kidding. I don't know. All habits. All right, so we get some power over here, so we can get some people. And I was anxious to see like some trains come in. It did not necessarily happen as fast as I wanted it to. But yeah, you see, we got some life in here. Our first 100 people are in, and I'm going around tweaking stuff here. You know, nothing to really see here. Couple bike paths, a few trees, stuff for the people. Then I already figured, let's get an educational property over here. And you know, I'm from them US's of A's. So a lot of our high schools, you can damn near just call them like their own. They're like their own level of university. Like, you know what I'm saying? You might go K through complete 12 at a place. Not different from what I'm doing here. Oh, I love those little plazas. I wanted to get it in. That hurt my soul. I could not get that plaza in. But we're going to go with the little plaza fountains, and we're going to throw it right there, because, baby, you know what I'm saying? You could do that. Let me center this. I tried to center that. That's the kind of stuff that pisses me off. Like, I love the way it looks. It's looking beautiful right here. Looking beautiful. Let's run a little couple path system right here. Some gravels. They tried to play me right there. You see how they be trying to play you? You don't let them play you. All right. We come over here. I wanted to throw the gymnasium, the gymnasio. I wanted to put it somewhere over there, but I see this overwhelming call for commercial. So, of course, I start to spawn this near the daycare and the old folks' home. And I plan on throwing I was planning on throwing trees between there. It might be a little loud for the old folks' home. They'd be all right, bro. They'd be all right. I wanted to keep the rail kind of as far away from people as I could. Since we got the big railway, I threw a big parking garage over there. With the, you know, everything's moving fast. Not that I tried to glance over it, but I put some parking here for the high school. We about to get into those. Deportes right here. We about to get into them sports, man. I feel like it's vital for children to play sports. Freaking be outside, doing stuff, becoming strong, developing their bodies. Not only their bodies, their minds. Learning how to play with other people well. It's a whole thing, man. I could go on for years about why I believe every child, even if they got physical restraints. So how do you think you beat those? You get strong, kid. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to play through that asthma. Just in case you got to run for your life one day. All right, so we got the baseball field, we got a practice field. This is still the best football field. I don't care. It looks like the game field. It literally looks like the game field. And I like to throw these two towers on like some of my campuses. It just is like that old clock tower feel. Like, you know, it's pretty sweet. So then they had this new library that I could not resist not putting up. There was no way I wasn't not. And it works as a library. Like, thank you. City Skylines, you give me a building that actually does stuff and it's sweet. So I figure since this is going to be the first school system of, damn, they call this place Las Vegas. I'm just now looking at it doing this voiceover. Las Vegas.
I was pouring sweat. My blood is too thick for Nevada. I've never been able to properly explain myself in this climate.
I'm gonna call it Del Aceite. We're gonna call this place of the oil, nigga. This is the place because all of the water here is filled with oil, and I feel like we should build expensively. in that manner, because we are this is a very wealthy community. At least that's the persona we're gonna take on. It's a very wealthy community. Yeah, do some little parking for the school, the students. You know what I mean? That's that student parking on one side, and then you got faculty parking on the other side. Ooh. You know, like I had me a little hoopty back in the G. You don't know nothing about that student parking. You wasn't really doing it, man. It didn't matter. I ain't had no Benz or nothing. I had a 91 Taurus wagon. Not a lie. Why would I cap?
Bruh.
And that motherfucker got me and the homies back and forth. Back and forth. I'm talking about like, hey yo, like, I'm talking about they got us back and forth. And I got to, you know, just have a good car to not. My first car was a good car because you kind of gave a fuck about it, but I didn't get super attached to it. I didn't have to go through the same thing that people who had good first cars had to go through. After they crashed that motherfucker or it died, it was up in my car. I was like, shit. All right, fuck. Couldn't wait to get out of that motherfucker, for real. After a minute. And, you know, I became the kid that had to drive every fucking body.
Bruh.
So, like, losing my car, it wasn't that bad. My first car was a hoopty that I paid for myself. So, you know, with that said, my experience different. My experience different.
A few moments later.
Look at the ships just coming in, bro. The ships are rolling in. The trains are rolling out. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. All right. Snapping back into the action after a long pee break, I understand what the mission may be, at least temporarily, and it is to get some commercial. Get in some commercial. So I start to build around my grand library, which will become a focal point because it's so freaking beautiful. Look at it. I wanted to make that street come through. And then I said, nah, you know what? Nah, we'll do no such thing. I believe that path connects in the middle, but like I had to make sure. So once I knew that was happening, there was no world that we didn't do this. There was no world we didn't do this. Where we make a path system that goes directly through the Grand Library. Just look at it. It is freaking awesome. It's freaking awesome. And I chose the gravel just so we can match up. So you already know what's happening with me. Gazebos will be in the building. Like, well, out of the building, but in the building, but out of the building. So trash was barking, so we got some trash over here. After we put in some services, started to think about what I wanted to do next. And right next to the graveyard, we'll build the farmer's market. I wanted it to be like, maybe it's one of those kind of center point things. And I keep thinking, what do I throw next to the graveyard? Something will go there sooner or later. Something will be there. Trust me. I wanted to fix my water situation over here, which it was hiding. Everything looked covered, but looks can be deceiving. But this is bare right here. This looks like, it looks pretty barren over here. This is, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to give, give it a landscape, and you know what I mean? Add something to the outside of the library, so when you look out and you're studying those long hours, you can say, that's beautiful, and just create an environment or the mosa to the learning experience. So that's what we did here. We came through with a series of trees, and my favorite, live oak. Come on, man, is live oak not the best tree? I mean, I know Jakarta's, everybody wants the little purple one. I'm with, like, let's just take the color. Let's take the pretty, like, yo, out of the green trees that are green. This is the best greenery right here, bro. Like, it is beautiful, and I like to stagger them with yews. I like to use them yews and the horse chestnut boys, and like, it gets foresty out there. I want to come through and throw some benches. Now that I'm doing a voiceover now, but I'll be back to throw benches on that shit for real. I'm over here checking out the train station, checking it out, seeing what it might need, seeing what it might not, and get the idea that I need something between here. This empty field space between practice field and said such game day field was too much. So I needed something there. Wow, I love how those lights came on. It's beautiful. And I put a nice little cafe there, which those just look great, bro. Like a little restaurant / place to take the pets. You know, the pet-friendly restaurants, the outside joints. And we just took this here and I extended my wall-to-wall out this way, and we threw some high dents in. I don't believe that it changes the buildings per se, but I guess we'll be the judge of that after this. Threw in some more industry. I guess I was meeting demand there. Just meeting my demands. The rail yard, that all is very beautiful at night. I'm looking forward to building more in the city. I'm definitely looking forward to building more in this city. Right, I'm right here thinking about it. Look at this park. And I don't know if anybody else does these things. I will make a park out of a place that clearly is more than a park, just for the benefits of being able to do like stuff like this. That sucked so bad that I couldn't get that in there. So I just ended up throwing like an info booth. Meaning, like, you know, if you were coming to the game, that might be the ticket booth or, you know, whatever and whatnot. Then, you know, some facilities, which I feel like they should be like maybe closer, not across the street, but hey, what can you do? Trying my best, man. Then I put the human chessboard over here on the campus, just extend it out, and a couple of cafes. You know, like I feel like the school would be known for the great sandwiches that they make. The sandwiches. Nice structure here. And like for like a K through 12 academy, bro, like I've been playing I've been watching my homie coach NFL flag at Detroit Country Day, and I'm not gonna lie, like when I was making this facility, I was like, yeah. And part of me wants to come through and maybe pedestrianize part of it, but then it would need its own other facilities. So look, I be dreaming big. I dream big. I don't like I think that came in crooked. Yeah, I'm looking at the afterthought. Like, did I see that? Yes, I did. And this is me doing a complete voiceover after the fact. So, trying a new format. I don't get the best quality streaming. It's a little choppy sometimes. So trying something new. Look at here, filling in industrial needs and some parking needs for my workers here, and you know, anybody that I figure one of these would be a worker lot and one of them would be like a travel lot where somebody might park their car and jump on a ferry, something like that. I wonder why they don't have ferries that like actually carry the cars. Like, that would be awesome. I like these little 1x4s. See, I took that one out so we can make another one. And I felt this roundabout needs something. And we got a bunch of new stuff that I've never seen before. So it's like, maybe something new, or maybe something that I recognize. And here I'm building a nice little park kind of thingy right here for, like, you know, as soon as you come in, you want something to look nice in the city right here. So I figured we do some tree-lined streets and get some gazebos here. This might be like a nice little place to actually, you know, pull up and kick it. The roundabout is actually a roundabout. Looks aesthetically pleasing. I don't know how well it works. I don't know if people can get out if they go around. I haven't seen anybody go around and out. Everybody keeps coming to the center to turn. And that's probably because the way that I got that entry angled right there. But like I said, aesthetically it's pleasing for me right now. Even as now, post me playing this and me just doing a voiceover after, still probably keep it. It's just nice. Get my stop sign straight right there. And at least these first couple of streets, give them that good, you know. Oh wow, why is the whole arch was the arch was literally on fire, bro. Like, that's crazy. That's the first thing you see when you come in the city is just the arch just burning. I'm getting these streets to try to get perfect zoning, even though you know how it does you. There's no way to win sometimes.
Nope.
No way to win sometimes, bro. They're gonna do you. And here, which I want to try to get away from this, like, or stay away from just so like the side by side. Like, skyscrapers are kind of different. Like, they don't come stacked together like that. Like, even though in this game, I guess that's the point because it's a game. But I don't know what I will do with those other squares. I might try to turn them into like something smaller. I don't know. I want to stagger stuff around there though, is all I'm saying. I don't know what I want to do with that section yet, but when I figure it out, you will know. But this did come up nice. As you can see, I hate doing splotches. I try to zone everything individually. Yes, I'm snooty like that. Whatever you want to call it. Like the bunch together stuff. And it does look good sometimes. I'm not even going to front. Like, there's certain times for it. There's a time and a place for it. We got a little faculty university because, like, I don't know. I'm a firm believer now that if you don't get college education on your map early, This doesn't get easier later.
Nope.
I guess is what I was gearing up to say there. You can wait till you got 13,000 eligible people, but like your city has suffered by then.
Bruh.
You've suffered by then. And then when you put up a university, then it's got to be pretty. Then it's got to have this many people. Then it's got to have this. You end up like undereducated and and over budget. That's why I tend to I like the Everest colleges.
You're sitting on the couch, you're watching TV, and your life is passing you by. You keep procrastinating over and over. Well, maybe I'll go to school next year, maybe next semester. No, do it right now.
Do it right now.
You remember that Everest College commercial? That's the name of all my universities, Everest. But things came along. I didn't want that big Whole Foods right there, but it kind of turned out good, so I kept it. Kind of turned out good. Not gonna lie, man. NGL. Not gonna lie. Kind of turned out good. Kind of turned out real good. Yeah, man. And now I guess it's just me looking at everything. I was probably, I ain't gonna say. I probably shouldn't. But that entry point right there, come on, bro. The entrance to the city looks fire right there. Yeah, it do. Don't worry about those struggling offices that don't got people smart enough to work in them yet. They just there to look good. Those are like the campus offices right there, where, we ain't got a lot of workers yet. We try and get people in. We only got 3,000 people. Come to Las Vegas. We got to change the name from Las Vegas, man. Come on, man. I was so focused on other shit that come on, man. It can't be Las Vegas, though. Can it? Can it? But, we gonna change this to, what did I say? Del Aceite. Not Del Rey, nigga. Del Aceite. Of the oil. Rich. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this right here. I don't even know where I was going with this. I'm trying to figure out what I was thinking as I'm doing this this voiceover. Where was my mind at right here when I thought I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna hit their ass with these right here. Oh, I do like when I stagger like that though. When I stagger like that, I get the staggering, baby. And then it's just facts. But no, I didn't. I chose to do big fours, big old fours. All right, so I guess, man, my thought is I'm gonna build some tall stuff over here, man. I'm build some tall stuff over there, man. We need to break the middle up, though. We need something in the middle of this just so it's not all cribs. We need a big ass park or something. I'm saying that now. But I guess this is the end because the video finna cut off. It's your boy 396. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Join me for more.